Okay, everybody, we are going to do something a little bit differently today. Today we are going to make vinaigrette, but we're going to make it together. So if you have this video, that means you also have the PowerPoint that we sent. Gather all those ingredients, and I will see you back in just a few minutes. All right, now that you've gathered all of your ingredients, you should have some sort of vinegar. I have here cider vinegar. You can use any vinegar you want. I prefer not to have white distilled vinegar. There's not a lot of flavor there. So cider vinegar, red wine vinegar, champagne vinegar, balsamic, all of these are excellent choices. You should also have oil. Here we have 1 cup of oil blended with 1/2 cup of olive oil. I find 100% olive oil is going to be a little bit too strong for this vinaigrette, so I like to temper it with a little bit of neutral canola oil. You should also have kosher salt, a little bit of black pepper. Here we have black pepper in our mill. And you should have shallots if you want, and a little bit of Dijon mustard or spicy brown mustard. Either one of it is acceptable. As far as tools, you should have a bowl and whisk, and you should have a side towel. I like to use a side towel rolled up to support the bowl. Make sure it doesn't go rocking around crazy while we whisk our vinaigrette together. All right, now that we have all of our ingredients together, let's do a quick little experiment. One of the things that we need to be sure that we're doing here is communicating in similar terms. Now, there will come a time in this demo where we add a pinch of kosher salt. And that pinch should be a universal size. So let's experiment with a pinch of salt right now. For a pinch, I'm going to take my salt, and I'm going to see what this turns out to be volume-wise. I'll take my standard pinch right there into a piece of paper. Now, I'm going to see what this should fit into, or what this does fit into. All right. Let's see, it's a teaspoon. It's a little less than a teaspoon. Let's see how it fits in the 1/2 teaspoon. There we go. So a pinch of salt is approximately 1/2 teaspoon. So when we go through this demo, when I add a pinch, I'm approximately adding 1/2 teaspoon. Okay, we're going to start our vinaigrette by adding our vinegar and our mustard to the bowl. Give that a little whisk, add our shallots. And we're going to slowly whisk in our oil. And I'm going to add this in thirds so we can taste it and see how the flavor progresses. Alright, there we have our first 1/2 cup of oil. Vinaigrette is very sharp. You get a little bit of oil, a little bit of the olive oil flavor on your palate. Maybe a touch of it on the tips of your lips, but we definitely need a little bit more oil to kind of temper that acid. So we'll go with our next half cup addition. Again, whisking it in slowly. Grab another spoon. Flavor starting to round out. Flavor of the olive oil is a little bit more present. The sharpness from the acid from the vinegar is starting to get tempered, but it's still a little pointed, a little spiky, a little aggressive. We'll add the last bit of our olive oil. Grab another spoon. There we go. Acid, oil, they've started to come into balance. The acid's not so overpowering. It's also not heavy, fatty, greasy the way you'd get if you added too much oil. So right now, these two flavors are in a nice balance with one another. Now let's move on to the next step, seasoning. Now let's go through and we'll start seasoning this with salt and pepper. We'll start with what we have standardized as a pinch of salt. Give it another taste. So now we're tasting and we're trying to figure out, are any of these elements, salt, fat, and acid, starting to speak more loudly than the others? Are there, do we taste the acid or the oil first? Is the salt coming through, or are all of them singing in a harmonious kind of way? This is a very difficult thing to teach over the internet, but let's work on it some more together. I believe with one pinch of salt, we need just a touch more salt, so we'll add one more pinch. We'll add a crack of pepper here. One more taste. See, there we go. All of our flavors, all of our textures, they're speaking in one fluid voice. It's not too acid, it's not too oily rich, it's not too salty. There's a little bit of pepper in there, but all of these flavors are starting to blend together in a harmonious kind of way. This is the intro to learning how to season. The best teacher that you can have with this, trial and error. That's it. Hope you all have a good day. Thanks a lot. See you next time.